Welcome back to DuckDuckOtaku, the very best in low-cost cosplay and props. Today we're going over how to make graphic t-shirts, because a lot of times characters in anime will have a pretty cool t-shirt, but you know, you go online, look at it, and it's like 30 to 20 bucks for a t-shirt, and you're like, I don't want to cosplay them anymore. You'll need a shirt, spray paint, scissors, marker or pencils, painter's tape, newspaper, some normal paper, a little bit of cardboard. Some tips real quick on spray painting. If you're just doing a shirt, you can get these little bitty cans. They're very cute. Michael has them for, I think, around $3. They're great. Painter's tape, for the first time ever, I'm going to recommend you don't get the cheapest type because it does not always stick as well. So you're going to be cutting tape, so I would not recommend you use your super nice scissors because it might dull up your scissors. And if you don't want them to get dull, then don't cut the tape for your design, or just use an old pair of scissors. These are a pair I've had for years. And when it comes to your shirt and your spray paint colors, recommend you get a darker color paint and a lighter color shirt, because you want your design and paint to show up on your shirt. Another thing is, when it comes to your shirt, especially if this is your first time, keep it simple. Alexander Shannara says,
confused? Don't complicate it.
Do a pretty simple design. Again, especially if this is your first time doing it. Letters are pretty easy to do. Symbols are pretty easy to do. This is very easy to do, but it's also kind of easy to mess up. Let's jump on to the next step. Okay, so for my example, I'm doing Izuku Midoriya's All-M shirt, or Deku's, whatever you'll call him, but My Hero Academia, or Boku no My Hero Academia, whatever. But I'm doing his shirt. He was in some training in some other episodes. I like the shirt. It's really cute. It's simple. It's pretty cool looking. But yeah, so that's gonna be my example. Okay, so first off, you do want to try to draw out what you're doing. Make sure you have it about the size you want. You can kind of play with this size a little bit when you're putting the tape on, but you pretty much want to have it exactly how it's going to go on your shirt. And next, you're going to cut it out. Okay, here I have my All-M. So yeah. So next, when you have your shirt, you're going to put your lettering on your shirt, and you're going to kind of go over it with tape. It's kind of hard to explain, which is why this is a video, and I can show you, you can watch it. I'm not always very good at explaining things. But make sure you have everything centered, and as you're doing this, you kind of want to put the shirt on, look at it, make sure the design's where you want it, and yeah, we're going to do all that. Okay, so my camera actually just like died when I was about to put the paper on, but I put the paper on. It's just taped down. The shirt's over here. If you've noticed, you're not seeing doubles, or you are seeing doubles. There are two shirts because I'm actually making two, one for me and one for my best tennis friend ever. If you're watching this video, you're awesome. You get my memes, you get my references, you make your own references, and I get them. Just want to let you know, you make the class bearable. You make that class bearable. So I've taped the paper. There's a piece of cardboard, just in case it gets a little heavy in some places. That way it doesn't bleed through to the other side, because you don't want like little spots on your back. So some real quick, some things about spray painting. If you know that before, test it out. Just like on some other spare paper, make sure you get it. You don't want to spray paint like way up here, and you don't want to spray paint right here. A good place to be. It's about, I'm not very good at distances, but I'd say this is a little bit less than a foot. Do not put a whole lot on there, or else it will get very like stiff and like clunky or whatever. And that's not very comfortable to wear, and it kind of looks bad. Basically, once you can no longer see the color underneath, you're good. You're good. You can always add more paint, but you cannot take paint away. Another thing is, before you get going, make sure all your little corners and lines, corners especially, are all down as needed, because you want the lines to be nice and crisp. Makes the design just really stand out and look well. So yeah, so let's jump into spray painting, which is my favorite part. Also, make sure you shake it really well, and then you shake it a little bit more, just in case. It's very loud, so don't do this really late at night when your roommate or your friend or your family or whoever's sleeping. But yeah, let's get to spray painting. Okay, so it's all painted now. I might go back over a couple spots later. When it comes to drying, let it dry for as long as you can. But if you are in a rush, I would honestly say 2.5 hours is about as short amount of time as you can give it. They say you can wait 1 hour, but I would not recommend 1 hour. I feel like that's really not enough. So 2.5 hours, 2 hours, that's probably the minimum you can get by with it still looking good. Okay, so I've waited as long as I'm going to wait because I need to get it done today. And now I'm just going to take off the tape and the paper. Okay, so here are my shirts. Okay, so my shirts are done, paint's dry, got all the tape off. What I'm going to do next is stick them in some water, get them as wet as possible, and then you can either let it air dry, just hanging it over something, letting it air dry, or you can stick it in the dryer. Okay, your shirt is now ready to wear. Rock it, be proud of it. Whatever, man. That's gonna be all for this video. I hope you like it. Remember, duckies, you're awesome, and maybe even be extra awesome and like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see y'all later. Quack quack. Bye.